I'm glad you glad you approved it. Oh,
There's Kathy.
oh, okay.
Coming in on audio, looks like.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't see a picture popping up. One of the things I was gonna ask is, back looking at the agenda when we did the recording secretaries, Adam, you must have signed up for January of next year, which is now. But does anybody? Adam's pretty busy with doing all the other Zoom stuff. Does anybody want to take minutes for this one?
I can. If you want
Okay,
me to.
great. Yes, thanks, Beth.
Thanks,
Appreciate that. That'll give. I already asked Adam to do a lot first time. Taught him to do everything.
Yeah, sorry.
Great. Thanks, Adam. And thanks, Beth.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yes, again, welcome everybody. And the first thing I was just going to say is our November meeting minutes. I think Beth, you did those too, right?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you, Paul. That's right. Yes, it was you. Yeah, sorry about that.
I was having a makeup day.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you had sent those to Veronica and they were posted. So I don't know if anybody has any comments on those. They want to say anything? No? Okay. I thought they looked good too. Great. As far as updates, just a couple things. I think everybody's probably heard that Mark Nardella resigned as a town supervisor as of the December board meeting. And I think it was a surprise to them as well as probably everybody else. But so far, I haven't heard anybody heard of anything as far as like how they're going to have a new supervisor. I don't know if that has to be elected or appointed. I have no idea, and I haven't heard anything, so I have no updates on that. If I hear anything, I'll send out an email and let you know, but I haven't heard anything yet. And kind of along with that, there's no updates on the social media policy. I think that was also supposed to be discussed at the December board meeting. And I reviewed the minutes and the video, and I didn't hear anything about it. So I think, between Mark resigning and stuff, I don't think that was the top of their list on their board meeting. So we'll have to wait till this year to hear more about that. And that's about it as far as update. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to mention is I think people probably saw I sent out the annual report this morning. Per our code, the E-code, that we're supposed to put out an annual report every year outlining the activities and things that we did. And what I do is I use the meeting minutes, as I did last year, to kind of summarize or look at what we did over the course of the year. And it's very summarized. I'll say that. Not a lot of detail, but it doesn't need to be a lot of detail. So I sent that to Mark actually early December. Asked him to share with the board. Whether he did or not, I don't know. He might not have time to do that. So if he hasn't, whoever the new supervisor, when that person comes in, I'll share it with them, and hopefully share with the board early this year. So that's all.
Well, apropos of that, I did want to just say that reading over that summary, I was kind of proud of what the committee accomplished this year, getting more information on how to site solar stuff, and that other big thing that I can never remember what it was about.
The solar, we did grants, we did
grants.
Stan's still working on towers. I'm trying to think what else we put in there.
Well, there was something that from January of last year, we submitted our recommendation on short-term rentals, and that wasn't. I went through like all the stuff, and I had it from our minutes in January that we had submitted recommendations. Actually, Adam had come up with it, I guess, and those.
Yeah, was that in January this year? Okay, I might have missed that because I think I put it in last year's annual report because we did that.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it last year, but I think it wasn't submitted till January of, and then.
Oh, okay.
I just for clarification, I'll have to. Maybe when we talk a little bit more, where the ECC continues to lead the research, and I would put and compliance into cell tower ownership, environmental considerations in the tower overlay district. And it's not only on Sevier Road, but it's also on Indian Hill Road.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
I can always revise that too and update it.
Well, I can kind of go through that with on the side. We don't have to get into it right now, but just to add a few things to it. I mean,
okay.
The other stuff that we do, I mean, one of the big things is compliance. And when we get into cell towers, I'll talk a little bit about that tonight.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, if you want to make a couple notes and send them back to me, I'll revise it and send it back, for publication. Yeah,
Sounds-
great, thanks. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think we did, even though there wasn't a lot of requests for us, I think we did quite a bit last year too.
Yeah, that other thing I was trying to remember was the reviewing the master plan,
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
which is, that's very sort of thing that can be useful to the town board for in all sorts of ways.
Right, right. Hopefully this year, maybe some of those things that we did last year will go forward. It's like that didn't go too far, but it's not like it's gone to waste. We still, all those comments are still valid, and
Yeah.
so hopefully we'll be able to use it this year. So yeah. All right. So that's all I had as far as updates. Kathy, you're on. Did you?
I am.
Great. Welcome.
Thank you. I don't have any video though, but yes, no, I have nothing to add tonight.
Okay, thanks, Kathy. All right, as far as new business, there's no new business. I guess that was one thing in the report that was kind of apparent, I guess, is that we didn't really have a lot of requests for reviewing applications or other type of town business. So, again, maybe that'll change this year. Maybe there'll be more activity that we need to take a look at. Because I know last year we had, or 2023, we had quite a bit. So it was kind of a surprise that it just dropped off in 2024. So that's all for new business. Continuing business, project updates. Polly, you probably sent out the, are you still on, Polly?
I am.
Okay. Oh, there you are. I guess I only can fit 8 on my screen at a time. So you sent out the gift for the snow, pumpkin contest.
Yes,
Yep. Great. Thank you for doing that.
yes. Adam sent me the winner and I sent it to her.
Great. Great. Thank you very much for doing that.
Don't ask me if she actually used it.
Oh, you couldn't tell with those thousands of people.
Season was a blur. I might have, she might have, but I can't remember.
Yes. Yeah.
We had a lovely conversation. I told her how much we love the hamburger.
Oh, that's good. The next one we were looking at was a snowman contest, and I emailed Beth a little while ago, actually a couple weeks ago, to see if she could put something in the Fabius Pompey newsletter. I was thinking we have starting it early. This was my thought. I know we didn't discuss this at our meeting because we didn't have a meeting in December, but I was thinking we starting it in maybe starting it February 1st. Last year, what we did was we started basically that week of school break, but the problem was we had no snow, so we really didn't have a contest. So I thought if we started earlier, and give them the whole month of February, but just submitting it, still that last week or whatever, and us voting on it in March, there'd be potential for more snow. Now, by the looks of it, that might not be a problem this year, but you never know. It could melt next week too. I mean, you never know around here anymore. So anyhow, that was kind of my thought, is that we send it out rather than waiting till middle of February to send it out early, and let people build their snowmen and just submit the pictures at the last week or whatever. I don't know what. So that's kind of what I want to throw out there to see what everybody else thought.
Yeah, build the snowman when there's snow. It makes sense.
Take a picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like a good idea.
makes sense. They could have done a heck of a one last week.
Right, they had a nice wet snow last week. Yeah, yeah.
We're
They'd have
getting-
frozen to death doing it, but
Right. Well, we might get a little bit more snow this weekend, I'm told. So
Yeah.
whether it's good snowman, no, I don't know. So maybe what we'll try to do is resurrect the snowman flyer from last year, and then change the dates to start February, and then adjust the dates for the voting or whatever. And we could, I don't know how we want to do that. If we want to do it like we did for the pumpkin, as far as like us just vote on it in our March meeting, or try to get the community involved. What's everybody's thoughts on that? It only makes a difference what we put on the flyer. And I guess one thing we could do is we could just be silent on the flyer, and then we could decide later too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with the process we used for the pumpkin carving contest. It was straightforward and it got votes, and I think that was a fair distribution as far as how we counted out the points and everything. But yeah, I have last year's poster, which I just want to do a quick walkthrough with everybody for a few minutes, make sure all the data on it, info's on it is what we want to be on it. It'll save an email chain later.
Okay,
So up at the top, would you like to build a snowman? Then it says build your snowman at home and enter your best photo in the town of Pompey snowman competition. And this is where it would change, instead of February 10th through 26th, like it was last year, we'll have it be the whole month of February. And then, excuse me, the directions would be the same. Submit one photo with your name and postal address to the email address here by midnight, except it'll be the last day of February instead of the 26th. And then this is probably what we would take off. All entries will be posted to the town Facebook later that week. And then also this part, the photo with the most likes wins a gift card to Heritage Hill. So those two bullets is something that we would take off. There could just be I'll make language that says, winners will be posted on the town website, the first week of March, and they will win a gift card to a local business. That keeps
Okay.
it open-ended enough for us to decide what we want to do, and also vote the way we want to vote on it. Is there any other information that people think should be on the poster, or stuff that should be taken off?
no, I think that's good. I can't think of anything, myself.
Good to me.
Okay.
So when they go though to the website, because they have to know to go to Town of Pompey and then hit our page, right?
To view the contestants or to submit a photo?
Oh, to view the photos.
To view the winners?
Yeah, I guess that's well,
Even the submittals, right?
and yeah, because like when we did the other one, because sometimes I think if they go right, I don't know, if you go right to the website, it's a little bit, they may not know where to go. Do we have to put like the slash whatever for the ECC?
So in the past, when Veronica has posted these flyers to the website, she usually does it right on the
Oh,
homepage.
she'll do it on the homepage.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's nice and front
All
and center for
right.
people.
That's
And
what I
then,
was worried about because I didn't know if it was right on the homepage.
yep. And then to submit it, people are just typing in this email address. They don't
Right.
need to go to the website to submit.
Gotcha.
Adam,
Yes.
not to be terribly critical, but back
right
at the
ahead.
top, back at the top, would you like to build a snowman? How about putting the snowman contest is back?
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Change.
That way they know this isn't something brand new. It might have been 2 years ago, but we don't need to tell them that.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
advertising.
reinforcing the familiarity of it with people, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Any other comments for Adam?
No.
Okay. And then once you, I think that's a good idea. And then, maybe once you revise the poster, you could send it out to us and, we can put it on our Facebook pages and et cetera, like we did for the pumpkins and,
Yep.
and then of course, send it to Veronica to put on the website when it's ready.
Got it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, our voting worked out well last time too. I mean, I think it's nice to get the community involved, but it's a little bit more complicated when they have to go back in twice to do things and
This is
stuff.
kind of cleaner.
Yeah, it is. And I
Yeah.
agree. It was, pretty objective. It was a wide dispersion of, votes, even amongst the 9 of us, we had a wide dispersion, so it worked out good.
It's not like it's the Mega Millions contest. I mean, seriously, what have we got up for grabs here?
Did we have we had all of the pumpkin contestants posted on the website, right? And then we had Veronica update them to the winners.
I have no,
Definitely, yes, I believe they were all on there. I think they were all on.
I
Right,
think they
Beth?
were.
Because Beth, didn't you take them all off and put them on?
That's because I stole them off there to put
Yes,
them on the,
okay.
yes, so they were
Okay.
all there.
They were
Everybody
all
was
there.
there.
Yeah,
All right, so I'll just highlight that timeline that everyone will be posted for a week or two, and then the winners will be posted.
right, okay. Yeah, good, great. All right, that's really it all on the snowman contest, unless anybody else had any other comments on that. Yep. The next one we're going to talk a little bit about was the photography contest. We talked about that, I think our November meeting, which I think is still a great idea. You know, to get other people involved and a little bit, you know, kind of for the adults and things like that. And it's a little bit more long-term versus just having a, you know, seasonal type of thing. Adam, did you have some things you wanted to mention in that too, or?
Yeah, I was thinking through some of the logistics of it, and we need to go over kind of how we would like it to potentially run. The first question is, I know we had mentioned potentially tying this together with the Pompey Historical Society's Strawberry Festival or something like that, from what I remember. I looked on their website and their Facebook page back a number of years, and I didn't see any mention in their events or their posts about a strawberry festival. So I don't know if someone can verify or not verify if that's something
Call them a strawberry social, Adam.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't, so basically the question is, do we still want to try to partner with them, or do we want the voting to take place at their strawberry social, or do we want the voting to take place during the our Earth Day event? And
that would be for 26, right?
right.
Right.
You know, it probably, I mean, everybody can comment. It's kind of our thing. So, I mean, I don't mind waiting to do it into our Earth Day event in 2026, because it's kind of a, you know, another, I don't know, another thing. I don't want to say thing, but another activity for our Earth Day that we could have people vote for. You know, we could have the pictures lined up on a wall or something, and then people vote one through whatever.
Cover up the cannon.
Yeah. So if we have the voting during our Earth Day event, that dictates the calendar or timeline leading up to that and after that. So, you know, photo submissions should be probably due a month beforehand, so we have time to organize them. And some of the generic rules, if we want this to be catered a little bit more towards the adults, because some of our contests previously or our other contests we do are usually children based or oriented, do we want to put an age limit on it, not making it, you know, taking out young adults out of the equation? So do we want to say, you know, 16 years old and up for submissions, or is there another age? Do we not want to do an age at all? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think age is irrelevant.
My inclination would be to just let all ages participate.
Okay.
Yeah, or at the very least, I mean, perhaps, I don't know how many entries we might get, but maybe do age groupings, you know, like a, you know, middle school age range, high school, and then everyone else. I don't know if that makes sense, and I don't know if we would get enough entries to really warrant that, but I certainly favor everybody, like no age restrictions, or, you know, just let everybody in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think no age restrictions too. I think it'd be, because you're probably not going to get a lot of, you know, second graders taking pictures, and if they do, they might not win.
Right.
The other thing, I guess, to wonder about, if we're going to post these at Earth Day for the community to vote on, do we want to ask people to submit an actual printed copy of their photo or a digital? I mean, just so we,
Well, yeah, I think that's a good point, Kathy. I was thinking about that. I mean, they definitely need to submit a digital. We'll have to figure out, the format. I think prints, Walmart, you can go to Walmart and get a print, probably an 8x10, probably for like $1 or $2. Now, if they have 100 things to print, that's one thing. But if we have a couple dozen, that's another thing. I'm just thinking for consistency, if you ask somebody to submit a print, then we got to tell them all the same size and color.
exactly, yeah.
It's
And-
it'd be
and-
easier if we did it, but I mean, again, if we got 200 prints, we don't want to.
Well, how were you thinking about putting this calendar together? Because there's a lot of things you can do and just upload the photos, right, Adam?
But
Or
it's
like, what were
not
you?
so much for the calendar as it is for the posting, like at Earth Day for voting.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
to
I
display
got
the-
you. Sorry
the
about
wall-
that.
The wall of
I
contestants.
got you.
I think they should have to submit a print. We can designate the size they want, but if you just say they can upload digital photos, what if somebody sends us in 20?
Well,
Yeah.
that's the next question is, do we want?
This might actually physically limit them, make them do a little self-censoring
Right.
and pick out, say, the 5 that they like, or even if it's just 1. I don't care, but I'm afraid if you tell them they can do this digitally, we're gonna get a
Well,
crap
Well,
load of stuff to
I was
sort
going to
through.
say we absolutely have to limit it at a max of 3 per person, and we could even say 2 per person or 1 per person.
Or do
but
you
it
want to say per
definitely-
household?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily per household, right? Because what if you have 2 people that are, they both have a hobby of photography?
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
but certainly a limit per person.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think even 1 per person would be fine.
Yeah.
Pick your best photo, 1 per person, and then, I mean, realistically, are we going to get hundreds and hundreds? I don't think so, but I don't know. I mean,
well, it's easier than building a snowman.
it is, but it's okay. I should look up, see how much I'm just thinking how much one costs. Say a 5x7, say we did 5x7s, because somebody's got to look through all these too at the Earth Day. So somehow we got to post them on a wall or something like that. So if you get 300 of them, I don't know how we're going to look at them and vote them. Maybe we narrow it down ourselves first. I don't know, but
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
Bill, ever the optimist, 300, that would be hilarious.
I know you can get like 4x6s at Walmart for like 10 cents a piece. So you could do 200 for $20. I don't know how much a 5x7 is. It can't be that much more, but I'm just
I don't know that, but I mean, you don't want to limit the size to a 4x6. I mean, you want something in a larger format than that to, I mean,
Yeah.
for one to
Yeah.
like to be able to see and.
Yeah.
right. I'm just thinking, depends on how many we get. Like if say we get 200, where do we put them for people to vote on them that you can see 200 pictures?
I mean, if it
Well, I
gets
think like
that
what
big,
I'm sorry, Adam.
I'll say if it gets that big, we can either post them digitally. The town has a TV screen, and we can have them scrolling on a TV screen
There you go.
in the room. So I think we have options if it happens to get big. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I don't feel like we're going to get more than a couple dozen,
Right, right.
if I had to guess. But I do agree with Kathy. If we are going to do prints, I think they should be probably 8x10, so
Yeah.
that when people are standing there looking at them, they can, they're going
Can't
to
see
be
much
roughly,
in a 5x7.
Yeah.
especially if the goal is to have them printed in a calendar that's going to be roughly 8x10 on the top half of a calendar page.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I was just trying to think, depends on the volume. And I'm just thinking, are people likely to print them themselves, or will they just say not bother doing it?
Yeah.
That's my concern. I don't want people not to bother doing it because they got to print them, go pick them up, and for one, I got to print 1 picture. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know Nikki was able to print out a decent sized stack of posters a couple years ago when we did the Earth Day posters that we put a bunch from around town. Again, depending on the volume, one benefit to having the town print them, or I might be able to print out a decent stack on campus. We get campus printing credits every semester. Is that it's a consistent quality of print as far as people voting. If someone prints it out, 300 dots per square inch on their home computer versus picking it up at a print shop on high gloss paper, that can factor into people's voting too. So if it's a consistent quality of print, might be a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good point because, you know, a lot of people might just do that rather than going to the store and printing it. They'll just print it on the printer, and somebody might have a laser jet, somebody might have an inkjet, and it looks, yeah,
Well, now-
running.
One thing to help sort of combat that, Adam, I think you said like maybe you could run digital. Now we're getting into it, I guess. So if we had them playing digitally on the TV, and we had, even if they were less than beautiful, posted hard copies of these pictures, you know, but if you could see a nice digital copy, but you could go back and look at it a little bit more and see if you like it. So you do sort of like a double whammy.
Sure.
You know, you vote over here near the hard copies, but as you're walking through the room with all the vendors, you could also see nice digital copies playing up, scrolling through on the TV screen. I don't know, is that too much? I mean,
No.
it sort of gives you the best of both worlds. So you have something you could look at, it's not moving, you could say, I really like that, and then you could look at a really good copy of it up on the TV.
Yeah, and as far as space goes, we could use that aisle that the board sits on normally. In that room, people can file down that aisle, use the table for voting, have the pictures taped out there and scrolling on that screen in the corner behind them. So we
Yeah.
don't have to really worry about it changing our floor plan at all.
So are you,
Excellent.
you are not going to have them print them themselves. You'd rather just have them submit something that you can put up on a screen and then we will get them printed.
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds,
I
yeah,
got-
that sounds good.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Golf course, but I'm willing to utilize it. We've got a good deal with our printer company. So I mean, if you're looking for consistency, and even if it were a few hundred pictures, you're going to go through a lot of ink, and I don't think the town's going to want to do that. And I mean, based on what my printer's capability is, I'd be more than happy to try to help out in that way.
Awesome. Thanks,
Well,
Ben.
the other side of the coin is if you do get 100 or 200, God help us, that would be a shocker. But if we do that, maybe we should weed them out and have the
Yeah.
finalists up there. You
Yeah,
know,
Well, I
you
think
know,
that would be a good problem to have. And if we get to that point, then I think, yeah, great.
yeah,
And for right now, I mean, if we can get some people to submit pictures and go from there, if you're saying one per person, then we go with that and submit your best picture.
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance. The end goal for all of these pictures is what? To set up a calendar?
Make a town of Pompey calendar, and that would be our next kind of logistics to discuss is printing, collecting orders, selling, using the money to fund Earth Day or to donate to the Historical Society. That's all stuff we have to decide on.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
see
very thought because the
if
town,
we get 12 pictures submitted.
because the town of Pompey, you put something on their website. We've got some of the town pictures on the website, and maybe put one of them up there.
Yeah. it's
Again?
possible.
I don't know, just a thought.
Like putting one of the pictures on the town website. Now on the town website, I think there's a picture of a field and a farm or something.
Yeah, well, also the snow picture, and I think there's the town hall is on there. They scroll by.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
well, if you picked one ultimate winner, it goes on the town website as well, or something like that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we could always talk to the new town supervisor when that person's in position. And see if they're agreeable to that. Yeah.
All right.
No, it's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can work out some of these logistics on how to make the calendar, how to do all that. First thing is to get get people involved and submitting pictures, and yeah, the building of the calendar is a little tougher. It's like you say, Adam, the logistics of
My member,
Down.
I'm saying this. One of my members is, the town of Pompey resident, and she does a lot of photography, and she took some really good pictures this year. Made me a calendar and actually got it to me, so I can do some research and ask her how she did it and what she did. I'm sure she'd be interested in submitting at least one picture. and she's great with that kind of stuff. So I'll see what she did, and maybe there's an easy solution.
Okay.
Cool.
And there's 9 of us, so if we all submit 1 picture, that's 10 pictures. So all we need is
There we
2.
go.
God.
We're almost done.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I got some good ones at the golf course, so
So I guess for the time being, what I can do is I'll just bullet out some of these rules, I guess, that we made up as far as that we decided on the 1 per person, no age limit, a standard format size, and then so that's sort of the front end as far as letting the town, community members know what we're doing. And then if we want to put that out sometime in February, so through March and the first half of April, that's like 6 to 8 weeks for submission. I don't know, we have to come up with a timeline, I guess, to be able to get them ready to show at Earth Day.
At Earth Day this year?
I was thinking if we collected them this year, do we want to make a calendar for, that would be making a calendar
Oh,
for
right.
2026.
26.
That's
Mm.
not a lot of time, and it's gonna be an awful lot of snowy pictures.
Well, they can use any photo they already have
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
they took in the
Alright.
town of Pompey.
Yeah, I bet people have photos. I mean, I know I've got a lot
Yeah.
of photos that you take a course a year and you look back at them and say, oh, that's a really good, whatever, sunset, barn, course, whatever, yeah. No, I think that's good, good time frame, yes. Get it out in February and, yeah, February,
Okay.
March, April.
I just a little point. I missed whether or not we're saying it has to be a picture of Pompey, something in Pompey.
Taken within the
Pompey.
town of Pompey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So no pictures in Florida, Polly.
And
Oh, no, there's no pictures at all. I lost my phone
Oh.
again,
Oh, no.
again. So I am temporarily phoneless, so I don't have pictures.
that's not the worst thing in some ways.
Yeah, it is.
So kind of along with this, like, and Beth and I talked a little bit, but back when we did the pumpkin contest, who got that into the newspaper? Did Adam, did you send that to somebody at school, or Martha, or we got
The school
into the-
newspaper or the?
this?
oh,
Yeah,
of course.
the Fabius Pompey's newsletter.
Yeah, I sent that to Jean Gasparini and she
Oh.
got it in there. So we
Okay.
can do that again, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Because I asked Beth to do it, and I thought Beth.
I said, I don't know who it is, but I'll find out because he thought it was
Yeah.
me that did it last time. I said, no, I said, maybe it was, I don't know, it wasn't
Somebody-
me.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
write
Jean-
it down in the
Jean
minutes,
Gasparini's into
Beth.
all that.
It's John Harrington.
I've got it. Yeah, I emailed
Yeah.
her already. I figured it out, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure it goes in the minutes so we can all go look it up.
yes, I'll put her email in it.
Well, you did it, Beth. You did it for the snowman contest, right?
Right. And she said she would put it in January for them to go to the website for
Right.
more details that it was coming. Yes.
That'll come out in the
Yeah.
January newsletter, at the end of January newsletter.
Yes.
That'll be perfect. Yeah. So we'll probably, I guess, going along with that, we'll probably want to do the same thing for the photography contest, right? Even though, it goes, but it goes to everybody though. Everybody gets that newsletter and.
That's right.
So maybe when something's more, because the deadline's pretty quick. I mean, I think it's too late now to get something in for February, because I think the deadline's like, when you send it like middle of December, right?
Yes.
The deadline that I understand that deadline to be the first day of the month prior to your event.
So like January 1st is a deadline for February's. So we'll need to get something in before February 1st if we wanted to get it in March newsletter. So I don't know who wants to maybe continue with that, either Beth or John. Maybe if when we have something drafted up that one of you two would work with Fabius to put that into that next one.
Either way. Either.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, if you want, let me know either way. Yes, exactly.
Okay. That'd be good. Yeah, just like I said, I couldn't remember who did it last time, so I wouldn't have guessed you, John. I guess Adam. I wasn't sure about this. I didn't remember. All right. Anything else you want to mention on that, on that, Adam?
I think we're good for now to get started.
Okay, okay, great. In communication, you know, I left that on the agenda is how we're going to communicate all this, but I think we'll continue the way we've been doing it through the posters, through the newsletter, and then through our own contacts, Facebook, neighbors groups, whatever, that we normally communicate these things. All right, that's all on those, on the project updates. The next major activity is Earth Day. Martha, do you want to give us any updates on that?
Yeah, I've been working, getting the vendors lined up. We've got most of our vendors returning.
Okay.
Climate change action and climate change awareness and action group is coming back. Citizens Climate Lobby is coming back. Habitat gardeners are coming back. The EV situation, the clean communities of CNY and clean cities, those are the people that organize the electric vehicles out front. They're going to do it again. I'm working on Audubon. I'm not sure Audubon can come back. The people who tabled last year aren't available, so we're trying to see if anybody else is available. Cornell Cooperative Extension's coming back. The CNY Stormwater Coalition's coming back.
Good.
I'm working on getting Agree to come back with their information about heat pumps and energy subsidies and so on. They usually show up. I haven't nailed anybody down yet, but they're usually pretty reliable to come. Adam, I'm hoping the DEC can show up again.
Oh, you're
muted.
on
You
mute.
mute.
I said I'm sure I can twist her arm.
Okay, I'm just gonna put a check mark right next to confirmation on the DEC. And I'm trying to reach the Woodford brothers about the radon mitigation table. I had a slight hesitation about inviting a true vendor. I mean, they're really there to get business, but it did seem like a nice service for the town of Pompey because there's so much radon in Pompey to just put information there. And if they want to give Woodford their business, fine.
They've been doing a lot of advertising on that, and they are local. They're all part of the community.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was
Husband
thinking.
works for them.
Oh,
Your husband works for them.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Oh,
does. Yeah.
cool. Well, we gotta have him then. He's in the family. They're in the family.
we got another arm to twist then. If
And-
we,
Yeah, he'll kill me. I mean, no, he. That's what I signed you up for.
Well, I'll go through them before I'll put pressure on you to pressure
Yeah.
your husband. So
Would,
those
he's
are
a
our
talker, but-
vendors.
Yeah.
And then some questions. Primarily, Polly, you're gonna be ordering the trees?
Ordered.
Ordered. Big old check mark. Done. Perfect. Beth, you were gonna be talking to kids about food, face painting, Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. So I'm need to talk to Mr. Wilder again and try to figure out, but I think he's got two groups of kids, which he's got a couple clubs and stuff. So I'm trying to figure, one is National Honor Society, and they
Okay.
need volunteer hours where they can come and help. And then I think one of his environmental groups. So I need to talk to him because I haven't talked to him yet again, but he was very excited because he said he could have one group. We were looking for somebody to sell like coffee and donuts or something, right?
Yeah.
And where they could bring it and sell it, and then they can keep the profit.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out which group is doing what.
Okay.
The Girl Scouts, once they get the Girl Scout cookie release dates, if they're still able to sell cookies because it's a time frame, then they will. If they can't, they won't be able to. But
Okay.
that'll determine when those dates are released from the Girl Scouts.
Johnny Chrysler said the Boy Scouts would do a can drive.
oh, good.
Right.
Good.
He has the date, whether he remembers it. I'll just have to keep after him.
Okay.
Yeah, now, will he have a truck or something to put them in, you think, or if people bring their cans?
Somebody will have a truck.
Okay,
We'll work on that too.
okay,
Great, thank you, Polly.
Well, he had to come down and fix the skid steer, so I had him. Captive audience.
Great, thanks,
Good.
Polly.
twist his arm.
Putting a check mark next to Don Chrysler too, for the bottle drive for the Boy Scouts. And Beth, circling back to the face painting or rock painting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of his groups. I gotta figure out how they're gonna, yes, I think one will do that piece and the other group will do the selling of that's how I understood it, but I'll talk to him again to clarify it.
Super. Super.
Do you guys think one's better than the other, like face painting or like, I don't know, or
I think
rock painting?
rock painting lets everybody participate at the same time. We wouldn't have to be standing in line waiting for the artist to finish one face. So whoever wants to
Some
walk up.
people don't like
and
paint on their face, so.
Do we have access to rocks? Like what?
We live in the town of Pompey.
Adam's nodding.
Yeah.
Do we have access to
Do we
rocks?
have access to rocks? Who's
sell
bringing the
rocks.
rocks?
Well, where
I'll get the paint. I already have some, yeah.
I saw, my niece actually had at her graduation party rock painting, and I asked her where she got the rocks, and they just bought them on Amazon. They got like
Okay.
50 rocks for like $5 or something. I don't know. I think, Craig, you're right. We could just go down to any little creek or something and pick
I
up.
can find you some rocks.
All right,
It's not
Craig,
a
you get the
problem.
There you go.
rocks.
Craig's in charge of rocks. There we
Craig's in
go.
charge of rocks.
Craig's your rock man.
Yeah.
It
And
has to be-
I've got paint, I got
Perfect.
tons of paintbrushes, so I'll have that stuff. I'll just have to figure out which group of kids is gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rocks do have to be a certain kind of rock, though. They have to be
Very
right.
smooth and very
Do that
mean
clean.
shape.
very smooth.
You mean shape more than
Yeah.
kind.
More like flat and smooth so that you can actually paint a little scene on it.
Make
It's just-
sure they're washed, all right? Nice
And they have to be very clean.
Just got complicated, Craig.
It'll be a lot more than $5 a
Yeah.
rock, I can tell you that.
They're gonna be
We can look-
free now.
We can look on Amazon.
All right, we're in trouble
Pompey
now.
rocks.
Local
Nice.
rocks.
Craig, are you saying that you insist on providing the rocks?
What are we talking, a dozen, 20, 30? Softball
30?
size,
50.
volleyball size?
50.
30?
50.
Yeah, I'd say
It fits in the palm of your hand.
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll bring you the rocks, I don't want them back.
Yeah, the size of the shape of the palm of your hand and kind of flat
Yeah.
and smooth and clean so they can paint a little scene on it. That's what the kids do.
Or a
I've been
face
outdoors
or
for
whatever.
years, they're clean.
Uh,
Perfect.
Wonderful. All right, I'm putting a big check mark next to Craig's name for the rocks. So I think that's great. And then the Peter Wilder's, one of his two groups will actually be doing it. Wonderful. Okay, the flyer, Adam. All heads turn to Adam. We just like use last year's flyer and punch it up a little bit.
Yep, we can use the same format. We'll go over who the vendors actually, sign on or agree to by the time we get closer, because the bottom had all their logos on it. So we'll add or delete which ones are or aren't coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's not reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah, all we need to do is add a couple things like the rock painting and the can, bottles and can donations and stuff, because I think people will be happy with that, to bring their cans and, whatever, get rid of them.
Yeah, we did have an issue with just being able to put everything on the flyer, fitting everything on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
So-
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up real quick to see what kind of real estate we were working with.
Because it is a good idea to put the new stuff on there and stuff
Yeah.
that will attract the kids in. Um, and if we don't put some of the strict environmental clubs on there, it might be just fine. No one's gonna come because, you know, Citizens Climate Lobby is gonna be there. No one's gonna, that's not gonna be a draw. So if we de-emphasize some things that aren't necessarily gonna be a draw so that we have room for the stuff that will be a draw, I think that'd be all right.
All right, so here's last year's poster. I mean, like the header banner can definitely be made a little bit smaller, but a lot of the real space here was all of
Yeah,
their logos down at the bottom.
Yeah,
So they can be made even smaller. We can decide to get rid of them altogether, so no one has logos on there.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
it's just all of the stuff that will be offered. But we
yeah.
have time to rework that.
I think that's a good idea. I think that it's nice to acknowledge our vendors because they're donating their time, but on the other hand, it's a lot of visual clutter. I don't know that it really adds allure.
yeah.
Right.
If anything, we could make them smaller or something, but, or like you say, not even have it. Yeah, we can decide once we get the other information on there. Because that takes
Or-
up half the.
Or we could just bullet point them
Yeah, just list
at
them.
the bottom.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah,
If we keep that nice, I like the what to bring, what to take,
I do
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
what to learn, and we could add what to do.
Yeah.
Maybe
right,
Yeah.
right. What to do, yes, yeah.
eat a
That's-
donut, paint a rock,
Right.
vote on a picture.
I shot that rock.
Pompey rock. Yeah, vote on a picture, paint a Pompey rock.
Oh, right. Vote on a
Happy
picture.
rock.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to look back at last year's and see when we set the flyer completed by late March. Does that seem all right? Flyer complete by late March?
I'm
Doesn't
fine.
me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as long as
Goes
everyone.
on it goes
can
on
get
the
there.
website for a few weeks.
Yeah, I can get that done in that time frame as long as everyone can verify their parts, so the information's,
Yeah,
we're confident with it.
Yeah, as long as we get the information on the photography thing out earlier, so that people know to bring their pictures and stuff to Earth Day, and you know, because they kind of go in sync now a little bit. I can't get my thing to go up the way I want it.
you didn't just say have people bring their pictures to Earth Day, did you, Phil?
No, no,
Oh, okay,
they're gonna need to. We're gonna have to have them before then, so that they can vote on them at Earth Day.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will have to, since the flyer won't be done till late March, we will have to get a notice into the Fabius Pompey School newsletter, and that needs to be by March 1st.
Well, by February 1st, right, to be in the March one, unless you want it in the April one.
When
think
does
we
the
all-
April one come out?
I think you want it in the March one because April will be almost too late, won't it?
Just to let people know about no, I don't think so. Just to let people know about the Earth Day?
How about both?
Well, yeah, we could do both. I'm thinking April's, I don't know when the flyer comes out, but if it comes out, say, middle of the month, end of the month, if it comes out in April, it'll be almost too.
Oh,
So we
yeah,
really need to get it in the March, which means we have to
Yeah.
have it by February 1st.
yes,
Have it through Fabius
February.
Pompey by February 1st.
yes. Okay, got
But
it.
they
I will.
don't, do they print the flyer?
No,
Oh,
No, they just print the notice.
right,
right,
So they just need to know the particulars by the
Right.
1st of February. And then
Right.
we hit them again in March, so it comes out in the April one.
yes, I agree. I think doing both is a good idea, yes. But I'm just saying we need to have it by February 1st to get it into the March one.
right.
Because April's so late. I mean, I don't remember when the newsletter comes, but if it comes at the end of the month, if it comes in April,
Yeah,
it'll be over.
yeah.
I think it comes early though, because it usually has events for the month of April.
Yeah,
Well, I'll get it in by February 1st and to Jean Gasparini and let her know we'd like it to run both months.
yeah, that would be
That
good.
should get it out into front of people's eyeballs. Okay. And the battery collection, they were collecting small, we could also just put the bucket
Yep.
back in the garage too, because they're getting, I was standing out there for a while this past year, and people who were bringing batteries were prepared to just leave their batteries, including their car batteries. So we might just have a bucket for the smaller things out at the garage.
Or we could have two, one inside and one in the
We
garage
could have
too.
two, yeah, could have
That,
two.
that way if people don't have recyclable or, electronics, they
Oh,
don't have to
right.
go out in the garage.
You don't have to go out to the garage. And can you bring the buckets again, Adam?
Yep.
Thank you. And the seeds, you're gonna do seeds again this year? Wonderful, wonderful, thank you. I've been talking with Teresa about ordering more signs. As far as she knows, we did get some more money in the budget. She's not sure how much. She's gonna track that down. Figure out how much it's gonna cost us to alter the date on the existing signs.
They don't cost very much.
Oh, good. And then use the remainder of the money to buy more signs, because we had definitely could have used more signs around.
Who does the signs?
The highway department guys. put
Yeah,
this in.
but who,
Oh.
who
I don't know,
actually
it's a
prints
local,
them and makes
Yeah.
the stickers up?
I don't know her name. It's a contact that Teresa has.
Probably Nancy Abbott at Sign Solutions.
It's somebody local.
She's in Pompey.
Yeah, she,
Okay,
right by the ice cream store.
Mhm.
okay. So we'll do that, get the signs out in there, and the department's in charge of putting them out and pulling them back in. And she's on top of that. And Phil has located a friend who has an observation beehive,
Mhm.
but no bees.
But no bees.
But Phil is hoping that he may have bees in time to fill up the observation beehive.
We'll see. End of April's pretty early, but we'll see.
Okay.
Have you asked if Ray Lowe over in Lafayette?
That's who I asked for the observation hive, and he says he has one, but he was just gonna give me the hive, no bees.
I might have to break his arm. I'm not just gonna twist it.
If you can work on him, that'd be good. He's got a lot more hives than I do, I'll tell you that.
He has them on my farm.
Oh, okay. There
Ah,
you go. I
I'm gonna
think
put it,
you've got a better in than I do.
Well, I also know where the hives are, so.
Yeah. You go grab a hive or grab a couple.
some people,
I don't know, Ray, a bear must have got in there.
some people know where the bodies are, but
That's
Polly knows where the hives are.
There you go.
We
So
won't
Polly,
discuss the body part of that.
I'm gonna put a check mark and an arm breaking emoji next to your
Excellent.
name,
I'll talk to Ray again.
and you can see if we can get those
He's
bees.
so funny.
Good. The shredding is all set up. The electronic collection is all set up. The town itself does the tires and the metal. Raffle. We're gonna do a raffle again? I know a
That was
guy.
fun.
I know a guy who can contribute a birdhouse.
I can do another flower subscription like I did last year.
Wonderful,
I'm in.
Gift certificate.
Yeah,
wonderful.
and did the
You can't put the lamb in the raffle.
We never did put the lamb in the raffle.
Good thing.
Yeah,
But
I think the raffle is a real nice idea. I think people
I like the raffle.
Yeah. And now that we did it last year, again, it's kind of continues on and
Yeah.
people, not that they expect it, but they
They liked it.
know where to look for. They look for it now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they did
loved
like
it.
it.
People loved it.
They did.
We are gonna have to have some signs. We agreed that the raffle table and the tree table need a sign and a sign, sort of pointing people into the, educational room, into the tabling area. And a little sign on an easel in the lobby there saying what the ECC is. So anybody like making signs?
I have no problem making the digital copies if we have a printing plan as far as material, and Stan is indicating he has printing abilities, so.
Yeah,
Great,
send them over.
great. All right, so Adam, let's you and me talk about what's gonna go on the signs, and then we'll get something over to Stan. Polly, baby animal, no argument, no back talk.
Only if I have them.
Traffic cones, we agreed that we could arrange those ourselves using our cars as the starter cars. And we also talked about putting the EVs in front of the oxen for better visibility.
Mhm.
See it. And I think that's all, everything, and I'll just keep people.
In another room.
I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to Florida too. So we're either gonna do Zoom meetings. I could probably do the Zoom meetings. Cause it's not the first Thursday, right? Or is it the first Thursday?
It's the first Thursday, yeah. Just let me know.
No,
and
I
if-
can do that. I can do that. I can do Zoom meetings, or I can Zoom in if you have a live meeting. But so, but if, in case things get, unscheduled things happen while I'm down there, I will continue to keep people updated on whatever, just keep organized about all this stuff while I'm gone. I'll be gone 6 weeks, starting February 1st.
Well, that's awesome.
I know. I can't wait. Wait.
Just, if you could just send me an email, Martha, and let me remind me of the 2 dates, and then I'll send it to Veronica so then she can set up the Zoom. Because if Veronica sets it up, then you are participating versus just being a member of the public. You know what I mean? Like, we have a different Zoom link than the public does, just so that we can all talk to each other.
Okay.
So, and that's true for anybody. If anybody's not here and needs to Zoom in, just let me know and we'll have Veronica set up a link.
Until April, I'm on that list.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be February and March for me.
Okay. Martha, the only two other things, one you talked about one time is moving the cannon
Yes.
way, and Craig volunteered to try to move it last time we were at the meeting. He was very successful, but we're not sure we can get it out the doors or where to put it. So I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to put it anyplace, because I'm not sure it's going to fit through the doors.
Yeah.
And if
that's
we
what
put
I-
it down the hall, it's going to be in the
Yeah.
way for
It'll
the
block the bathrooms.
It'll block the bathrooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think we're going to just leave it where it is.
We're stuck with that damn cannon.
Unless we can move it to the corner, like where the trees were last year in that corner, we could do that if that makes a better flow. Out in front of the clear.
Then we'd have to move it. Then we'd have to move it back.
Yeah, it doesn't really move that hard though. It didn't really move hard, did it?
Well,
Right? It moved pretty easy. Anyhow, we can talk.
Did you actually literally move it last?
He really wanted to set it off.
We lift, Craig, it kind of lifted it and like could see that it could move, but I mean, I do take a couple people, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But it definitely won't fit through those.
Or
double
maybe
doors.
some oxen.
I don't think it'll fit through the doors. No,
I wonder how they got the darn thing in.
or it won't fit through easily. I mean, I don't think we want to like try to get it through and have a wheel fall off or something.
Uh-huh.
Or have it go through the glass. We are a
Right.
bunch of amateurs after all.
Right, exactly, yeah. So,
Leave it where it is.
I just think it belongs outside. It belongs outside, and then there's more space in the lobby for our Earth Day to grow and grow.
the other thing is, do you think we talked about this at one of the previous meetings, like having a health exhibit or anything dealing with health? Do we want to do anything with that on Earth Day, or is that not really
I would not want to do it on Earth Day.
okay?
I like the focus on environmentalism.
Okay, I was just
we're the ECC,
yeah.
not the health department.
I was thinking something that kind of linked together, like ticks or something like that. That's kind of both environment and
Oh,
health.
ticks.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, we
so
could-
that That's
Yeah.
kind of what I meant. Something, or you got giant hogweed that gives you rashes and all that stuff. So things that are health related, but are also environmental related.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what to do on that though, or if we want to do anything like that.
We had a whole class on that at one of the Christmas tree growers meetings. Because all that stuff is a occupational hazard
Yeah,
for us.
maybe
Poison ivy, ticks, hogweed,
Right.
poison snip.
It's all related, yeah. Martha, maybe when you talk to the cooperative extension people, maybe they could do something, because that's kind of up their alley too.
Or I could
you-
ask
yeah.
Betsy, I could ask the person who presented that
Okay,
program if she
Yeah.
knows somebody that could,
Mhm.
or if she had some material that we could have.
yeah. Again, I
Volunteer.
was looking at more of an environmental link
Yeah.
to the health, not just health and not doing somebody's blood pressure, but yeah, more of a environmental health.
I gotcha, yeah, yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I do have some information on Lyme too, from working with Dr. Pooch. She was a Lyme specialist. So I mean, could potentially get some information from them or off, but
Okay,
Yeah. It's nice to have someone who'll talk and engage.
yeah, that's true.
it is
Yeah.
nice to have a live person so that, rather than somebody just picking up a brochure that
Right.
they want to ask a question, it'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Yeah.
Okay, well, something to think about
yeah.
if Paula, you want to ask that person?
I'll talk to Dr. Lamb.
Or Martha
Yeah.
too, maybe somebody from the cooperative extension has somebody that does that kind of stuff too.
Mhm.
I can send her an email asking her if she knows if there's something. We'll just look at this.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, when I talked to the cooperative extension people last year, it was Leanna Nugent who had actually ended up coming.
mhm,
And she said, it'll either be me and I'm a forestry person, or it'll be my husband and he's a ticks.
all right,
Oh,
Ooh.
maybe they
And
can
Yeah.
so
tell
we,
the team.
we got Leanna. I don't know if I can call Leanna and say, can you stay home and just send your husband this time?
Ask
Bring
them
them
both to come.
I was gonna say, have them both come, yeah,
yeah.
More the
I'll talk
merrier.
I'll talk to her.
yeah, okay, good. Anything else on that, Martha? Are you good?
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the pitching in. I'm gonna cross Cannon off my list.
Okay, thanks, Martha.
It's not right. It's not right. Doesn't sit right with me, but I'm crossing it off.
We talked about ECC Lee. I was gonna see if somebody wanted to be the liaison for Fabius Pompey, but either you, Beth, or John will do that. So that's, for the newsletter, get information in the newsletter.
Yeah.
That's good. Review master plan, that's really on hold because, as we said, we provided comments last year, but no updates.
We don't even have a supervisor.
No, right. So hopefully later in this year, we'll get one soon. Stan, I know it's taking a while to get to this, but do you want to give any updates on the cell towers?
None really. It's something that I've got to get back into. I've tried to get with our town assessor Fitz. Either, like I say, his office hours are Monday, and sometimes I can get there and sometimes I can't. I did have an appointment. Unfortunately, I've got a lot going on with my mom, and she's in Texas, so I've been going back and forth there.
Oh dear, sorry.
That's all right. She's in a good place. They're taking really good care of her, so thanks. But I would like to just get back into the law, or the local law itself, 165-10, and just review that and look at some of the testing that's supposed to be taking place, some of the compliance that is supposed to be taking place in terms of the structures and things like that. The towers are supposed to be tested for RF emissions, and I mean, I know that, radio stations, when they're testing, can turn that power down, and when they're not, can turn it up. And so for those reasons, the town is supposed to be testing every, I think, few years. I can look at the local law and see exactly what it says, but I'd like to make sure that they're doing that. And then on the Sevier Road thing, one of the buildings and one of the towers is virtually falling down. So I'm going to bring that up at the next town meeting and just see if there's anything that is being done about that. Other than that, I mean, there's not much to report. I'll probably go and look at some of my old pictures and just re-inventory everything. I try to do it this time of year just as a yearly project for myself, and I can get back to you on that when I get done.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, it sounds like there's quite a bit actually going on there for you, so.
Well, it's just, it's something that, I mean, on a yearly basis, I have time now this time of year and I can get back into it. Admittedly, you guys know in the summer, you know, I get busy seasonal like Paulie there and we get seasonal and it gets busy. And so, some of this stuff you lose attention, and now I can kind of get back in. I was going through some of my notes before the meeting and those were some of the questions that I had. So I'll get back into it and I'll try to visit or get on one of the town board meetings and just see where the town is at with any and all of this.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Other than that, I had listed in community engagement ideas, but that was kind of from last time. You know, we've got a few things going on. I don't think we need to talk about any other community engagement tonight. But is there any other open discussion, anything anybody wants to bring up? No. All right, well, it was a good meeting. I'm glad we're able to get together even through Zoom. I think it worked out pretty well, actually. Kind of reminds me of COVID days.
You know, the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But okay, good. Well, our next meeting is February 6th, so a month from now. And hopefully we'll all be there.
Yep.
And that's it. So thanks again for everybody for joining tonight. Appreciate
Good
it.
night, all.
Yep. Have a good
Happy
day.
New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Al. Take care.